Hi, this is Sewing Nerd Confessions, and my name is Marty. Today, we're going to be talking about upcycle. All right, I'm going to share with you what I'm wearing. I am wearing a vintage 1980s denim shirt. A friend of mine gave this to me when she was cleaning out her closet, and I'm like, what can I do with this? So it was kind of one of those longer shirts, like a men's shirt that had like that uneven hem on it. So I shortened it. I did a double row of golden stitching to kind of match that, jean vibe. And I added a pocket. Woo! And the pocket came from a pair of jeans. And also from that pair of jeans, came this little tag. It was on the inside of the waistband and it says curvy. So I thought I would do a little advertising, for all the curvy girls. And then I love to use all of the tags. I love to use all of the little leather embellishments that come on the product. So this little guy was on the back of the jeans. And then I added a whole bunch of vintage and newer patches. Now, I'm not one that's collected patches. I just have never had a reason to. I've never been like a part of something that had patches. So I had to get my patches from eBay. But if you look up patches on eBay, you can find them anywhere. It's great. So I just put random patches here. This is a single company, just random things. And then, well, here's an example of something that I used from the jeans, and it says New York jeans. See, right there. All right, I'm gonna show you the back. I've got a few patches on the back. Just a few. Anyway, this jacket is so comfortable. It's like a little bit of a stretch denim. I think it's stretch. I don't know. It's pretty comfortable, so I think it must be. But, and then also what I'm wearing, this was a thrifted dress. It was kind of short, and I thought I could make a top out of that. Well, it had a nice little border print on it. So I went ahead and I took it off at the waist, pulled it up, and it's just kind of like a tunic length, which is kind of fun. I can wear it with leggings or jeans or whatever. So that's kind of cool. But this is a fun project. It's super comfortable, super easy to do. I actually just used my sewing machine and did a satin stitch over top of the satin stitches that were already there. So super easy. I just picked whatever color I wanted to highlight. It worked out really, really well. I'm going to share with you one of my absolute favorite makes that I have ever done. I call it my travel jacket. So it is an upcycled men's blue jeans, actually in gray, and vintage, kind of a tiny whale corduroy. And so when I did this jacket, it is the Ilford jacket, and it's a men's or a women's pattern, so it's unisex, from Friday Pattern Company. And when I did this jacket, I had so much fun because I didn't know what it was gonna look like when it was done, but I knew I had enough gray material to add to the jeans, and so I just kind of went for it, I guess. I started with the sleeves because the sleeves get sewn in the flat, and so I was able to kind of construct what I wanted on those. And so what I did on the sleeves was I put a pocket, and I do have a little repairs that I need to do on this, so bear with me. But I put a pocket on the one sleeve, and I put some belt loops on the one side, and then the other side has some belt loops that have kind of come off, so I have to do a little repair. But this is what I love to do on these projects, is I will take any tags that are on the garment, I save them all. The very first thing I do after I get the jeans is I take it all apart and I take all of the tags, I put them in a safe place so that I have them when I need them. And so this is just kind of a fun little detail. See, on the inside, I did the little patch that's usually on the back of the jeans. All right, and then little tag. And that just kind of gives it that sort of I bought it in a store vibe. Not that, you know, I'm not embarrassed that I made it. I think it's really cool that I made it, but you know, anywho. All right, and so this is kind of fun. I really like this little detail. I did not do this. This actually came on the jeans, but I think it would be really, really cool when I do upcycling with jeans. If it's not very detailed, I should do a little embroidery on it. So that kind of gave me that idea, but this pocket was shaped like that. It was curved like that. So when I buy jeans for upcycling, I try to find some that have unique details from the back of the jeans. And it has a little graphic on there. And it almost looks like a stencil, and it says Pirates Rock. We have a Gasparilla festival here in Tampa, so I actually call this my Gasparilla travel jacket because it has so many pockets in it that it's great for travel because the pockets are big and they're secure. So I use this pocket all the time for my reading glasses because when you're traveling, you need to look at documents, you need to look at things, and they're just right there. And so it's very, very handy. I love this jacket. So one of the things I did when I made this jacket, because I live in a warmer climate, I didn't want to have like a jacket that fit really tight up here. So I actually made a larger size for around here so that it kind of came down a little bit. And I added a band, and I added a band on the bottom. What I did was I turned that corduroy inside out, and I used it so that it kind of just gave a little bit of a contrast in color. It's a little lighter, just for something a little different. And on the inside, I love the inside of this jacket. On the inside, I did Hong Kong seams for the very first time, and that was super cool. And I used a vintage knit that had like pink and gray. I'll show you the pockets on the outside. All right, little coin pocket, another pocket, another pocket. So I created this pocket to have an opening on the side. This pocket is so comfortable and it's big, it fits a lot. And then I lined it with the same fabric, that same vintage fabric on the inside. So one of the most comfortable jackets I have ever made. I just love it. It's oversized, which is perfect for traveling. And you know, when you're in the airplane, it gets so cold. So it's nice to have a jacket with you. I didn't put any tack buttons on this because I had never done any tack buttons until the next project I'm going to show you. So now that I'm over my fear of tack buttons, I'm going to put them on this for sure. So this is my jacket on. So you can see that I made this kind of big, but I just didn't want it to be tight. This little pocket's so handy, like I said. I put my reading glasses right in there. Here's another little pocket. This one I put the size of the jeans. It had that little label in the jeans. And then I've got my pockets here, which are great. So comfortable. The back is plain. I might do some hand painting or stenciling on it. I haven't decided yet, but I might zhuzh it up a little bit. So I made this jacket for my daughter. I wanted to show it to you. Now, she's a little shorter than me, so the arms aren't long enough for me, but it's not for me. And she's smaller in the hips. She's about the same size up here. So yeah, and I put tack buttons on, and they are so easy. Here's the back. Here's the side. I've got a little pocket from the jeans here and here. I love this pattern. cannot wait to make another one. I have never made a collar like this before. So here's an example of asymmetry. If you are a very symmetrical person and you like things exactly the same on each side, upcycling a jacket like this is probably not the project for you. But I like things a little bit mixed up, a little different, a little organic, a little unusual. And so making a jacket like this, I have very limited supply. I usually use 2 pairs of jeans and some extra material. So the brownish color jeans I wanted to use on the collar, as well as the pockets and some detailing. So this is what I had left. So when I sewed this together, I actually intended to do this, but there was one of the things that I thought, oh, I did that backwards. Oh well, it's okay. Because sometimes those mistakes turn into the detail of the jacket that you love. So I usually don't worry about those things because I want it to be unique. I want it to be different. All right, let's talk about this collar. I don't know if this is called a collar stand. I've done collar stands before, but this one doesn't go all the way across. It's just a little bit in the center. And when I put this together and then I folded it over, it automatically just wants to fold over. It was wonderful. So I highly recommend this pattern. It's amazing. So on the back, I have some patches. On the front, I have some patches. So let's talk about this. 2022. The reason that's on there is because my daughter's golden birthday was this year. So I made this jacket for her, and I'm a member of the meetup, which meets at the Hackerspace. It's a sewing group. My sewing tribe is there, and my good friend Melody made this little patch for me on our embroidery machine. And thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. But we were able to, we had thread there, embroidery thread that was like identical in color. So I used part of the dark brown jean, and I went ahead and made a little patch. It actually creates another little pocket, and then you have this pocket. So the denim that I used originally was gold in color, and the corduroy that I used was white. And so what I did was I dyed those two together. I was trying to get something that would coordinate with the brown jeans that I had, and I thought, okay. And so I got a little concoction together, 3 different dyes that I thought could work. And first time that I've done that in a very, very, very long time. In fact, when I did dyeing before, I had an older machine, and you could literally just turn it off and the water stays in there. So I have a newer machine now, and I thought, this is great, this is gonna be awesome. And then I went and looked, and all the water had drained out, even though I'd stopped it. So I had to add more dye, and I didn't have the exact same. So I'll insert a picture of the dyes that I used, but I can't guarantee you'll get the same color because, you know, that happened. Okay. So throughout the jacket, I have little tiny patches. 2022 on the back of the jacket. 2022, 2022. It might be obnoxious if it wasn't so cute. All right, so I did, what I like to do on the sleeves is I'll put a pocket from the denim. And so I did a pocket on the denim here, and I trim it kind of fairly close, like a ½ inch or less, and then I just fray that. You can wash it and it will fray, but I just kind of pick out the warp or the weft, whatever's loose, and to get the little fraying effect. And this pattern does not have any closures or any cuffs on the end of the sleeve. It is also a lined pattern. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I wanted to create a little tab. So I put this on there, had a little bit of a belt loop, and I put 2 tack buttons and there's a buttonhole in here. So I can move this over so it just tightens up the sleeve a little bit in case it's a little windy or a little colder than you expected. All right, and then also one of the things that I changed, because I can never do a pattern straight out of the box. Why? I don't know why. I don't know if my creative mind just goes crazy or if I'm just rebellious. I have no idea, but I'm okay with it. So I wanted to add a little bit more stability when it came to the button placket, and there's no facings. It's a fully lined jacket, but when she's wearing it, I didn't want this to be flipped out and have the lining show, because the lining's a little bit loud for her. Like, it's great and it's silk, so it's really comfortable, but I thought she's gonna like it better if that brown shows. So I went ahead and created a facing, and I hardly had any denim left. So I had to patch it together, and it turned out great. Like, it doesn't have to be one piece, especially with a project like this. You want it to look unique, you want it to be different. And so that's kind of the beauty of it. It's like, what am I gonna do? I only have a little bit of scraps left, and you just do the best you can and see what happens. See if you like it. Stand back, look at it. If you don't like it, maybe find another denim. So, and then I also created in the back on the inside, I created this little bit of a flap, really. It's in the corduroy, and I put the tag from the denim in there. So that's what I do. I like to use all of the bits and pieces. It makes it fun and it makes it personal, and it just kind of gives it a little more character. And also I got a bunch of tags from Kylie and the Machine, and one of the tags that I used on the bottom of the jacket says, here it is, cutie. I thought that was kind of fun. A little cutie jacket. So I want to show you one little detail on this jacket that kind of shows you, you know, how I don't like it to be perfect. Like, you know, I don't strive for perfection with these projects. I want it to be well made, and I want it to look amazing. So like at the bottom of the jacket, when I came to the bottom and I was doing that facing, I folded it over towards the front, and I could have evened it out. But I was like, no, I'm gonna leave it a little off, just so that it's a little different, a little unique. So sometimes those things are the things that stand out the most and that make the jacket look the best. So just wanted to point that out to you. I love this color. I'm gonna have to send it off to her this week and say goodbye to this lovely jacket. And I am gonna have to make myself one for sure. I cannot wait to make another Thayer jacket, because this one turned out so great. And I have one that's gonna be coming up soon, and I think I will bring you guys along on the creative process and the thinking, how I choose my materials. I always, now that I've done a couple of them, I know that I need 2 jeans and some extra fabric. That extra fabric could be, you know, plain blue denim. It could be something a little stiffer, you know, or corduroy, or something with a little more body to it. I think it would be fun to bring you along on my decisions and how I make them, and, you know, am I gonna put this there? What am I gonna put on the sleeves? I always start with the sleeves first. Well, I shouldn't say that. I start with the bottom pockets, because that's a big feature, and that's something that's really important as far as function of the jacket and how people want to wear the jacket. So I start with that, and then I go to the sleeves. How am I going to embellish the sleeves? So just a super fun project. So I'm going to bring you guys along the next time I do it, and we're going to have fun together. How is that? So thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video, and you know what to do. Go be brave, do those tack buttons and confess your scenes down below.